Hello, hello. How is everyone doing this morning? So far, so good. For myself, that is. I just picked up a new book yesterday from recommendation of some Twitter folks. It's this book here called The Quants. It was released quite a long time ago, actually. Reading the section here on Ed Thorpe and Shannon. Thanks, Pascal. You tie. Yeah. I thought I heard a kitty cat. I thought I heard a putty tat. Putty tat somewhere around here. Man, I love this guy, Flowerhead, for his music, man. Alrighty. Let's get into the charts. Now, right off the bat, the things that are moving are mostly based off ECB speeches. Yeah, it seems like most of what's going on right now has to do with just kind of catching up on what's happened overnight. So, news provided by Financial Juice. Let's see here. Global markets are being helped by speculation about Chinese stimulus measures. Alrighty, well that should be helping the Aussie dollar. Man, Euro has done phenomenally well. Guys, when I say 109.50, do I mean anything else but 109.50? I mean, come on, the top for the day was 109.52. We call the cat's name is Muse. But she is quite a chatty cat, so sometimes I'd like to call her the Shots. Because in French, you know, chat is the same as cat. The Shot. And I call her the chatty cat. So it's like cat. Interesting name, but well, so she kind of has two names in that sense because she just talks so much. She's quite a chatty cat. Let's see here. We wanted to go to Aussie. You know, Aussie did get a bit of a bump here, but it probably made the low for the day. It could go a bit higher. I'm not too thrilled about this visual bug with the gap, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe quick fix on the 2 hour, get below some. We're about halfway through the trading day right now. Yeah, I'd be careful trying to anticipate any more higher highs or lower lows today. I think today is going to be a pretty chill one, in all seriousness, for markets. I think today's going to be pretty chill. Yeah, right, Amuse. Yeah, she is quite an amusing cat, too, in that sense. Yeah, good cat. Let's see here. MSCI World Index climbed 3%. That's good. S&P ended Thursday with a 6th day of gains. Very, very good. And we can pull up the ES. And you can just see how great it has been. Just up to the right. Ever since here, it's been fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Oh, it's so good to see. Just everything working. Let's see here. The appetite for riskier assets has surged as bets for the Federal Reserve would conclude its tightening cycle sooner rather than later after this week's delay in interest rates. And expectations are building that China's government will raise spending. This boosted trading on Friday in the mining, energy, and certain luxury companies in Europe. Yeah, I have read that in a couple of outlooks. Before I went live today, I read outlooks for about 45-ish minutes, maybe a little more. And in those outlooks, actually I'm gonna start trying to attempt to play some more music, but you know, I gotta make sure that it fits the mood, it fits the analysis, right? And I don't know if all the windpipes are great for finance, right? All right, there we go. All right, nice to see the crew is here. We got Pascal, we got Leon, and we got James. Thank you guys always for being in here. I absolutely appreciate it. Alrighty. And hopefully I'll see you guys after the stream, because after the stream is over today in the Discord, I'm going to be in the trading group voice chat, and we can go over trade plans for the rest of the week. That is not the rest of this week. This week's over. I'm talking about trade plans for next week, and trade plans for how we're going to possibly trade a rotation into the rest of this month. See which assets still have gas left in them. Identify those levels, identify which assets those are. And then see what we can do, right? See what kind of money we can make, what kind of risk we can manage for what we got on right now. Do some trading interpretations. Real quick, I'm interested to see how hard the dollar got hit. Oh, and the dollar is even going lower right now. Alrighty. It's at 102. That's quite nutty, huh? Thing just fell 100 points flat. Whoa. Oh, and you know what? One thing I gotta do, I gotta show dollar CAD. Let's see here. Yeah, dollar CAD had its, it puked out a lung moment. Thankfully, I was able to reduce some of the position I took over here. I didn't get out of all of it, right? So I was in right around here at this price. And right here, I was like, that euro dollar trade isn't going so well in my favor, right? Because, I was shorting into the rally, and I'm still in that, by the way. I'm still looking at euro dollar potentially going lower because I'm in good company. I'm in very good company with still shorting euro dollar. However, I was like, if I'm gonna try and do this thing with euro dollar, I need to manage some of the risk in this portfolio here because I might have too much dollar risk at this point. So I went ahead and I looked at the dollar CAD trade. I'm like, let's take off a portion of this. And I got out for like the itsy bitsiest, tiniest little bit of profit, like right on over here. And then the thing went, market put the kibosh on the dollar CAD real quick. So, I think that was ultimately a good move. I got out of this with insanely minimal loss. And yeah, I saved myself a lot of heartache, because not only when this thing went down, I was like, oh, sweet, you know, saved myself a lot of heartache there. But when this thing went up, it's like, oh, great, now I got more than enough margin if this thing were to go up to like 111. If I wanted to get some shorts in like the 110s. Oh my god. You know, this could get really lucrative, this euro-dollar short. Especially if the ECB continues hiking into a weakening euro economy. Oh my god. I mean, I don't know if you guys are, you know, seeing what's going on in Europe politically, but the ADF, right? The more right-wing leaning party in Germany, they got second place right now. They have they got the second place, I think, in their parliament. I really need to educate myself more about the political structure of Germany. And over like the last 2 years, I've been learning more and more and more of it. But over the last 2 years, ADF has been gaining some significant ground, and now, yeah, now nobody in the German government wants to build a coalition with them, but they can't really build any coalition without them, so it's kind of funny to see that. Kind of funny. Alrighty. So, there's some stuff we need to be aware of going forward. We'll get some more outlooks on it. Turn that. But is the high or the low end today on euro-dollar? Maybe, you know? It could probably go up to the 109.70 on the day. It did have this pop here on the ECB news that, oh, they could have even more hikes coming along. I don't necessarily think that just because the ECB is going to be hiking that euro-dollar is going to be going higher. Oh, James, do you think that the DXY is going to 100? It certainly could. It absolutely certainly could. Anything could happen. But this would require, like, a really stimulatory Fed. And the Fed's just probably going to pause, right? More and more outlooks are just anticipating, oh, the Fed's going to pause. That now they're done. And that they may even skip July. I'm still on the hawkish side of things, right? Now, I listened to DiMartino Booth, Miss DiMartino Booth, yesterday, and she gave a particularly good insight that I read in a few other outlooks, and that was when Powell, or the Fed chair, says that a meeting is quote-unquote live. So in the speech he gave in the press conference after the rate decision, he said that July's meeting is live. That means pretty much anything can go. So it could be a hike, it could be a cut, it could be a pause. When it says it's live, it means kind of anything can go. So until we get closer and closer to FOMC and we have a little bit more economic data to build up a more solid expectation of what the Fed will do, my base case scenario right now is just going to be for a hike, and then, yeah, that'll probably be it. Because maybe we'll see the a more significant economic slowdown around the world by September, unless the stimulatory effect from a pause in rates somehow keeps the economy growing from July to the next meeting. and China's stimulatory effects also start significantly kicking in, we'll see. There's kind of this 2-month window after July that everyone's really going to be focusing in on effectively whether or not we're actually going to get a recession in the second half of this year, or if it's going to get jinxed, right? If we're actually going to be getting the recession. You know, there's all these people saying, oh, we're not going to get a recession. And then all of a sudden you get 1 month, another month of bad data, and then recession just got jinxed, right? So just be prepared for anything. Another guy I was listening to, we'll go and switch this chart over to the big view. So we can kind of see oil's been rebounding the last couple of hours here into New York Open. The NASDAQ has been just going up the entire day. I see something interesting here. Yeah, check this out. It's probably, yeah, it's going to go maybe a bit higher, yeah. Check that out. Most of your lows occur right here on your bullish trading days. Real quick, just a quick little refresh, yeah. A good amount of your lows occur above here. It's like, yeah, is that right? Yeah, it's like 30-ish% of your highs, of your lows, my bad. Roughly 30% of your lows for the day occur right around here above the daily central pivot. And now our high can roughly come in anywhere up here between R0.5 and R1. So, I would anticipate the NASDAQ probably to break this high sometime at this point in the day, and then close green. Another commentator that I listened to yesterday was the good old Wall Street Jesus. I always mention that I listen to the good old Wall Street Jesus in the Sang Lucci's group. And in his weekly commentary, he mentioned, you know, anyone who thinks that this is now just the beginning of a bull market and it's up and away from here, you really need to like hold the horses. That guy's been around for a few years. His straight up commentary was, look, this seems like it's just a bullish rally in a more bearish move. And his main interpretation and his main expectation for that is simply, we don't know what else is going to break as rates stay at elevated positions for prolonged periods of time. Because a lot of financial institutions and a lot of businesses that received funding when it was nice and easy and cheap with the ZIRP, zero interest rate policy from the Fed for 2020 and 2021 before all the hikes started coming in. A lot of businesses now have to roll over their debt, have to now take on new debt to continue their business, and they're going to have to do it at higher interest rates. And a lot of businesses, they're not profitable enough, or they're just not good enough to qualify for some of the debt anymore. They can't get those loans anymore. A lot of banks are pulling back on giving out loans still to this day. So who knows how the outlook is going to be in the 2 months post-July. Yeah, it could, we could see our slowdown. Let's see here. Let's skip that one. Super chill music. So guys, tell me what you think about that. Do you think that's a reasonable expectation going forward, that we should maybe not try going all in, anticipating that, oh, this is the bull run that we've all been hoping for, and that we generally need a little bit more confirmation going into this third quarter? You think that's a reasonable assumption? I do. But for now, we're just going to take it one step at a time, right? We're going to see how economic indicators develop and how markets react over the next month. I have a feeling we're going to see more sideways action. My personal expectation is that over the next 2 months, we're going to see a lot more sideways action. Bitcoin's held up quite well. The dollar is continuing to fall. It'll probably break 102 today. Yeah, you can see DXY here in the top left. It's getting hit. Real quick, oil. Low for the day is probably in on oil. And the high for the day likely isn't. We could see oil at 71.40 today. So I still see some upside for oil on the day. Let me go ahead and put in an arrow. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of countries are also borrowing that money in US dollars. So if you get an economic slowdown and the stimulus out of China isn't enough, and all these rates are perpetually high across every single country, and people have to keep repaying their debt in dollars, it just creates this strain where just there's not enough dollars going around and getting circulated in business because more and more dollars are being spent to pay off debts. And not enough new dollar debt gets created. So you end up with, well, more demand for US dollars. And that can create this cycle of US dollar demand that just... We've seen this happen, this exact same thing happen before, and it just sends the dollar up like... At least on the basis point. I mean, you could probably see $107. It'll take you past that high, that's for sure. Let's see here. Well, we're right now at the monthly S1. I think one thing that we'll cover in the trading group is see whether or not this is a likely low or not for the month based off range and pivot probabilities. You can see that I had an expectation that would come down here. Like we'd come to an up and then a down move. That was my forecast way back here on Monday, May 29th. This was my forecast for the month. And real quick, let me check the trading group. Let's see here. For May 29th. Was that one of the weekly group meetings? Yep. There you go. I did it over the weekend. That's when I drew these lines here. Ah, so good. Now this one was a miss, right? This one was maybe a miss, but net, the monthly trading expectation was met. And we're going to be doing some more of that today. So I'm going to have some new drawings here. Some more big drawings. Maybe going out into July at this point here. Let's see. Any assets you guys want me to check out right now? How about the yens? The yens have been just on an insane rally. I mean, Aussie dollar's up like 600 pips. Like, this is just all so crazy. Euro yen, 500 pips. I didn't trade these. The reason I don't trade yens is because Oanda doesn't give me good leverage. Oanda does not give me any sort of decent leverage on yen pairs. But man, looking at these charts makes me wish I did. Oh man. Wow, look at this. For the last 2 months, it's just been up and to the right. 840 pips, wow. Pound, though, has been one of the better trades. Let's see here. We had that bearish threshold from a few days ago at the beginning of this week. We missed this one. This was technically a miss on that day. Then we had FOMC come on through. And now we are on the move. We just made a new high for the day just now on pound dollar. Yeah, this thing could go up to the R1.5 daily pivot. So you could see prices above 128.6 here on the day. If you continue to see a dollar weakness, also the pound's been particularly strong. Pound's been doing particularly well, and you can see all the cross pairs for pound have been doing phenomenally. And one of the reasons for that is because of the yields. You can see how the yields have been going up a lot more in percentage terms than all these other pairs. Maybe not against New Zealand, but New Zealand has a problem. Today, they had their GDP come out, and effectively, New Zealand is now in recession. Let me go down to the Plan to Profit Discord real quick and grab the little bit of news. Yeah, right here. I'll pull up New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand, like I said, it's one of the weaker currencies, and I said that for the last few days on these streams. Latest GDP figures put New Zealand into recession. Economists expect further slowdown in the second half. Even with the China stimulus story, right? It depends on how strong you expect that stimulus to be, and understand that one of the reasons why China is doing this stimulus is because every economist around the world is concerned about continued slowdown and a continued economic slowdown in China. People have been getting more and more concerned about that becoming a reality. So China's doing the stimulus, and if the stimulus isn't effective, I think personally that the country, if it's going to be between Australia and New Zealand, which one's going to move more based off of China slowdown? I had the assumption it was going to be New Zealand because New Zealand also has internally a weaker economy than Australia. And so when you combine, well, weak exports to China, because China is New Zealand's largest trade partner. They buy so much of their largest export, which is dairy products, dairy derivative products. All right, we're now at the New York Open. Let's see what's going on with the New York Open. What stocks maybe should we check out? Ooh, pre-market, you got a gap here. Oh, we open another hour and a half, so it's still pre-market here. Wow, check out how great the rebound has been on the Euro stocks. It probably topped out for the day. It could go a little higher, but man, what a rally off ECB for Euro stocks. The DAX doing especially well. I got a hunch. I'm going to check this out on the weekly and monthly pivot probabilities and range probabilities, because I got a sneaking suspicion about what the future outlook is going to be for DAX. Let's see here. And the FTSE. Oh, wow. FTSE. Man, I wish I had a little bit more news on the FTSE here. That is quite a reversal. Alright, I think I'm out of music now. I'm at the end of the playlist here. How about we check out New Zealand? Wow, New Zealand's market has been on a neat rebound for the last 3 days. So much for that recession, huh? Let's check out Japan. Japan just keeps hitting new highs. Oh, let me move this back. Yeah, Japan just keeps hitting new highs. Wow. Forecast from the beginning of the month has done excellent. Up, up, up. Let's see. We'll probably tap 34K. Check out China. China has been doing phenomenally, especially, I mean, look, one of the main reasons why China's been doing so well and going up effectively is because ever since the beginning of this month, there's been discussions of a new stimulus out of China. And now that China is doing this broader form of stimulus, it's giving a lot of relief to their stock market. And what's interesting is that looks awfully similar to inverse of DXY. Let's see here. Invert scale. Yeah, check that out. Awfully similar to the inverse of DXY. Right? So China gets stronger, dollar gets weaker. China gets weaker, dollar gets stronger. Then China gets stronger, dollar gets weaker. And then there's this whole little question mark area where China is getting weaker. Right? And the dollar is still getting weaker. And then it's only after this dump. Right? So you can see that there's a very close relationship between China, relatively, like when you're just looking at the charts, that these charts generally move together. And it's not as strong when you look at Hong Kong, right? It's not as strong when you look at Hong Kong, but it's there. It's there, somewhat. Again, mainland China has a closer relationship there. And Hong Kong has had a more significant rebound off the lows. Wow, check that out. Hong Kong, just this month, up like 15%, 12%. Whoa. It's up 1% just in the last day. I mean, wow. It's done better than the Nikkei. FTSE moves down, pound moves up, and vice versa. All right. I hear you. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll check out the forecast for the FTSE in the week ahead in the trading group. Let's see, maybe we do a little bit of Bitcoin. What a fantastic little call there. We dumped, we pumped, and now we're hanging around here in the 25k range, between 25 and 26k range now. We're officially here. A lot of people were buying on this dip just below 25. I have a bit of a concern that Bitcoin's going to continue to go lower. I mean, you can imagine that we have a range here. We have a somewhat established range here now. So if I go ahead and do something along these lines, I need my linear regress. Probably from like right here, I'd say. Yeah. And then we extend this out into the future. So if you assume the current trend from the first half of June, let's actually do it for, yep, that's actually 1st of June right there. So yeah, if you think the first trading days of June are going to look like the next 15 trading days of June, then this is the linear assumption of that. I don't know if we'd actually hold this linear assumption because Bitcoin does not behave linearly, right? Or at least in a lot of cases it doesn't, right? I mean, you can just look back here. This is that's a big old move. Yeah. I would just be careful, right? When the trend to the upside is a lot more obvious, I think it'll be probably a cleaner setup to look for longs, but right now this is down and to the left, right? This chart is down and to the left, from the top left to bottom right. That's where we're going. ETH, same thing, more dramatic. Litecoin, same thing. Yeah. I mean, it's obvious you can just look at a chart and just say, oh, it's going down, but the week ahead forecast or the day ahead forecast for crypto can get so volatile. So volatile. And even though I can be right from time to time, like here on Bitcoin, back here, that comes down to experience and having some expectations. And right now, going into the end of week, going over the weekend, I don't really have any expectations. I think volatility is probably going to come down because there's going to be less trading activity. And then we'll come at Monday with a new state of mind. Let's see if the kitty cat will make an appearance. Hello. I present. Oh. Yeah. Why are you in such a grumpy mood today, huh? Is it because it's the last stream of the week? Yeah, she doesn't want to get picked up right now. She's upset that I'm not playing with her right now. She ran over here with a little toy in her mouth and dropped it in front of me, and there I am picking her up. She really wants to play right now, so maybe it's time I gotta spend some quality playtime. Every single day I make sure I play with the cat and take care of the cat. Every day make sure you take care of your pets, right? Love your pets. Love your pets. All right. I think this was a pretty chill stream. We just kind of went over everything that's happened so far today. there's no huge major expectations going into the end of the day today, other than dollar making new lows, right? Dollar's making new lows. It's probably going to go just a tear below 102. Maybe it'll even go to like 1015, right? But after this stream, I'm immediately going to be in the trading group voice chat, and anyone who's a part of the trading group will be able to see the week ahead, month ahead trade interpretations that I do. And if you need help doing those trade interpretations, looking at the charts for the indicators that I got, or you want some information on where to get some research, some on outlooks for assets that you're interested in, go ahead, hit me up. I'll point you in the right direction. Alrighty, I think that'll be the end of the stream. Just want to say thank you guys for watching. I've been your boss, Joe Boss. Subscribe to Plan the Profit. Every single day from Saturday to Friday, we do trade plans, daily trade plans. And every Saturday in a trade group, we do week ahead and month ahead trade plans for dozens and dozens of assets. Alrighty, you guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you Sunday.